Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tribal Trades. We are covering the Ethereum ETF trade. I have my glasses on for these. Let me know what you think of my glasses. I probably am not going to stream in my glasses very often for now anyway, but I thought I would throw them on, see what everybody thought of them, give something for people to talk about. And on that, if you haven't already smashed the like button, please do so. Smash that like button. Comments and questions, I love those. I look to get back to those as soon as I can. And if you haven't joined our ever-growing community, you can do so by clicking on the subscribe button there. So I wanted to get a post out on how I'm trading the Ethereum ETF. And so the only way that we can really start by analyzing this is to look at the only other cryptocurrency ETF launch that here has been, which has been Bitcoin. So let's have a quick look at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin ETF launched on the January the 11th. And so if we look at the price action here from that, there's the 10th, which we saw a low of Bitcoin at 44. I'm just looking at a bigger screen, by the way, so just bear with me if I look away. And then we reached a high of 47 with the impending launch of the ETF. And then we saw the next day, we jumped up from a low of 45 up to 49. Okay, so not much of a pump, and I think people were expecting more of a pump, as was I. And then we just saw a real big sell-off, 49 all the way down to like a 12-day sell-off all the way down to about 38. And people was calling for it to go lower, by the way. They were calling for it to go lower. There's a lot of support there, by the way, but they were calling for it to go lower. And so we did see a bit of a sell-off, and then we just, as you can see, we just took off. And we just went off to the races. We had a couple of, didn't really much pause. We went sideways a little bit here, 2, and then 3 sideways, up, sideways again, and then we've had a little, obviously we know that we've been in this sideways accumulation / correction between about 53 and 73,000. So we're kind of 63 is about the middle of that range, and so we can see some good support there for Bitcoin. So let's jump to Ethereum here and figure out what it could we likely see and how I'm looking to trade this. So if we say that it's going to do something similar to Bitcoin, which I actually think it's going to be close, maybe not exactly. Ethereum was a little bit different because the ETF approval came out of the blue. Everybody thought it was going to be rejected. We knew that the Bitcoin ETF was going ahead, and there was time to prepare for it. So now we're in a situation where we saw that initial pump. This is the pump on the news of that the ETF for Ethereum had been approved. Okay. Then we saw a pretty sell-off with the rest of the market, and now we've come back into, and we can see these trend lines here have been providing support and resistance. And this is why I gave my entries on my cheat sheet all the way down to these levels down here to around 28. So if you got in on all those levels, you're actually up now on Ethereum. So how am I trading this? Let's just zoom in. Well, first of all, I think it could possibly pump anywhere from about 38 to about 41. That's where I'm expecting there to be rejection. So somewhere between here, 40,086 and change, around there, and here. Now we might get pushed back here. We might shoot up to here as everybody kind of pumps the market, and then I think we will see a little bit of a sell-off just like we saw with Bitcoin. One of the reasons for that is because of the grayscale ETF conversion. They're going to create their trust into an ETF. Now, in the trust, when you sell your shares of Ethereum, they don't sell any of their Ethereum on the open market. So I need you to understand this. So what is the big difference? The big difference is when anybody sells their shares of grayscale from the day that is converted to an ETF, they then have to sell that Ethereum onto the open market, which is going to cause the drop. Now, why does this make this different than all the other like Fidelity and BlackRock? Because they don't hold any Ethereum to sell except after the first day of trading. Let's face it, it's very unlikely that someone's going to buy one day and then sell the very next day. It's possible, but even then the volume is not going to be huge. Now, Grayscale hold a huge amount of Ethereum. So their fees there's going to be fees. I believe their fees were high, and then there was something else saying that they'd lowered their fees. I haven't really looked into that. But here's the thing. Capital gains tax in the United States of America, if you sell an asset that you bought within a year, you pay a capital gain on it, and it's a high percentage. You can do your own research on that. I'm not going to go into this on this video. Okay? So people who have held this Grayscale Ethereum trust, which has been around for many years now, a lot of them aren't going to create a capital gain. They're going to be able to sell in profit. I'm going to be able to do the same. I hold a Grayscale Ethereum. I'm about 400% up on that. And as soon as it's turned into an ETF, I'm selling because I'm not going to create a capital gain. I've held it for over a year, longer than a year, and I'm not going to create a capital gain. And I'm going to be able to sell that and take profit on that. So this is why I think we're going to see a sell-off like we saw Bitcoin. And we're going to have to wait, in my opinion, until all the people that are selling in Grayscale finish selling. And all that Ethereum is sold and out there in the market. Now, that could happen fairly quickly, because people saw how long it took the last time, and maybe a lot of those holders are like, I don't know why it waited so long. Let's just get out. But some may have bought 10 months ago or 11 months ago, and they have to wait an extra month or two before they sell. Because why would you want to give the government more money? Why would you want to give them more percentage in taxes when you can just wait a little bit longer and sell after you've had it for a year? But if you've already held it a year, what is your incentive for holding onto it? Because now suddenly you're going to be charged a fee for holding that. They're going to charge you a percentage for holding that Ethereum in that Ethereum ETF. And so this is what you have to understand. So this is why the way that I'm going to trade this is, number one, I've got take profit set around this area and also around this area here. I also have take profit set at around the 4,600, the 5,000, and the 1618 at about 4,900. So my take profit levels are set here at around this area, the 3,800 level, then at the 41 level, then at around, I think the previous all-time high was about 40, or was it 48? Let's just go into the monthly chart and get that bang on for everybody here, when the previous all-time high was for Ethereum, which is up here on November. The high was 4,800. So it will be 4,800. So that's how I will be trading this, is 4,800. And so I will be taking profits on the way up, and I will be quick to take profits, because I think it will be quite a fast little pump up and then a drop down. So I do expect here to test this 3,800 level. We'll take profit there. I have more profits set to take at around this price here, around just under 41,000. And then I have more profits then to be taken up at 4,800, and then 54 is the next place after that. Yeah, just around 54,000. 5,400, not 54,000. It'd be nice if it gets to 54,000. Let's be honest. We'd all be pretty happy if it gets to that level. So that's how I'm going to be trading this Ethereum ETF. Tomorrow, I'm expecting a quick little sharp push to the upside. Look, we may not even get up. I may be more aggressive and lower that take profit if I feel I'm going to take profit a little bit sooner. But certainly if we look, I think we should at least get, what are we now? We're at 3,500. We should at least pop up to around 38, 3,900, maybe even up to this 40, just under here, and retest this again. But again, I feel that there is going to be a lot of people selling the Grayscale. I'm not sure if I'm just going to wait selling my Grayscale right away, Last time I did sell my Bitcoin scale away, and I kind of regretted that, and I'll show you why. Obviously, that I regretted that is because it took off after that sharp sell-off. I was part of that sharp sell-off for grayscale, and then we saw that grayscale went pretty parabolic there. So we can see, and just move myself out of the way here. Saw that go in January here. So I sold the grayscale up here, and it came down. Oh, that's a good decision. I did that, but then look, in hindsight, I should have rebought that back here, but that's fine. Rotated that into some alts, and that's no problem. They all went up anyway. So, but then this is the move that Bitcoin put in. Now, do I think that Ethereum is going to put in as big a move of that? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not really sure what kind of a move that is going to put in. I do know a lot of the supply of Ethereum is locked up, and that wasn't the case with Bitcoin anyway. But certainly, I will be open to changing my mind on that if on the day when I look at the charts and the price action and how things react. Maybe I will jump in on some kind of leverage play there. But as you can see, we have successfully broken out of this downward resistance here, this trend line. We have also, that's on the weekly, I'm going to switch to the daily here. We have also successfully retested the 50-day moving average and broken above it. And I'm going to expect something like Bitcoin. Bitcoin spent a little bit of time under the 200 EMA, finally broke above it, didn't bother to retest it. Ethereum's done the same. It found a little bit of resistance, and then it hugged this closely, and then it took off. I think we're going to see a big candle to the upside that's going to come into here. My gut feeling is that there could be quite a solid rejection here between 38 and 3,900, and that might just be the pump of about 300 to 400. Maybe we'll push up to 4,000 and just a peak over 4,000. But again, we'll see what shakes out tomorrow, which is when they are meant to launch and be live and listed. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But that is my plan for the Ethereum trade, and that is how I'm planning to trade the Ethereum ETF. As always, if you have any questions or comments, I look forward to those, and I'll get back to those as soon as possible, especially if they're Ethereum or ETF related. I know those are time-sensitive questions. Of course, a lot easier in the Discord. I'm in the crypto chat in the Discord every day, stockswithjosh.com. Check out the links in the description. I have a lot of links in there. I get asked a fair bit on YouTube and in the Discord about where all these links are. They're in the description. My cheat sheet is in the description of this video. All my exchange links are in the description. My NordVPN link is in the description. The stockswithjosh.com link to join up for the Discord is in the description as well. And so I'm excited. Going to be trading that Ethereum ETF tomorrow, and I'll certainly be doing another daily show tomorrow, and I'll be in the Discord tomorrow. And until then, happy trading.